Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel today. We're back with the Actrollvision weekly time trial. It's week 18 and today we're at Bannochbrae in Scotland driving the Mercedes DTM, the classic DTM car that is on Project Cars 2. This is a really enjoyable time trial. At first, I've never been on this track before. I think the only time I ever done half a lap on this track, if that, I think that's what I did, even if it was that much, was when the game got this track on the original game, and we did a video just to show everyone the content. I literally did it about 5 corners or something and then quit and then backed out because obviously I didn't have time to do the full lap. But I have to say I wasn't really expecting to enjoy this track, but oh my god, this track is so enjoyable. With this combination of car and this track and the way this car grips and you can chuck it around the track, I have to say this is probably one of my favourite combinations in the time trial event so far. Unfortunately, we wasn't able to really push the lap as far as I'd like yet because I only jumped on a Tuesday night, learned the track in about half an hour. Just because it's such a long track, it's actually not as hard as you'd think to learn the track. So if you're put off by the distance of this track, don't worry, it is a fairly easy and simple track to learn that we'll go through in a minute. Only annoying thing is it's over 2 minutes and I couldn't save the full replay because for some reason Project Cars 2 still doesn't give you the option in time trial to save longer than 2 minutes. You see there we got massive air going over that bridge there, and we made a mistake here. You're going to see now us clip the wall on the left. I don't know if it shows up there. We just got away with that though. I don't know if we got aero damage, but you can see we were still learning the track a bit, but we got away with that one. But it's a great track to really push the limits, and we're going to go for a quick track guide after I show you the lap at full speed. So I'll let that be done now at full speed, and then I'll come back and slow it all down and try and give you some advice from the short time I spent on this. gears. You can see there when you've seen it at full speed. We made that mistake at the end of the lap, but it was a really enjoyable track, and I can't wait to see you guys attacking this track. And I'm probably going to get back on at some point to attack this some more, because I really enjoy this combination. So going into turn 1, you need to get your right hand tyre over onto that bit of path on the right hand side, and use all the way. Be careful not to go too far, it will give you a track invalidated lap. And you want to try and skim that bit of grass on the left and keep in 6th gear and keep the power down. You can see it really does gain some speed. We actually ran a little bit on the right hand side, but we were using the whole track. You can see we gained a bit on our goes there. Then down to 4th gear, try and brake a little bit early. You see I'm downshifting very early, down into 4th gear, and taking a really tight early line to this corner. If you run out wide, it tends to just, the camber will swing you off and hit you into that barrier on the left, and that's not what you obviously want. Then attacking this corner, you want to, again, I like to brake a little bit early and take a very early line into this corner, and you will find again the camber will grip you into that corner, and you can get on the power really early. You can see using all the track width there, really did that section quite nice, I think, there. Then into this corner, you don't want to left, just stay in 5th gear and take a nice early corner. Try and skim that white line with the left hand tyre, and flat out use all the width of the track to maintain your speed. And then looking to brake, you want to be down into 3rd gear before you come off this bridge. Look at the way I do this now. I'm in 3rd gear before I exit the bridge and before I hit that bump. If you're going 4th gear and accelerating and going over that bump too fast, you'll find the rear becomes really unstable. Even now, it's becoming unstable a bit as I'm putting the power down. That is partly because I lowered the differential down from 80 to 80, from 85 to 80, just to try and get a bit more power coming out of the corners, but it did give that little issue there, but I took that for the rest of the lap because it was faster, I found, over the whole lap. Then down to 4th gear for this really fast left-hander. Again, you want to try and get that left-hand tyre as close to that curb on the inside as possible and get on the power really early. You can see how early we were on the power there. And then accelerate all the way out this corner, flat out, no lifting, all the way up the hill now. You do not need to lift at all. You're going to go into 6th gear very briefly, before going back down to 5th gear in a minute. You're going to see there. Now we're going to go back down to 5th gear, just coming up to this corner now, and again try and get the car over to the left hand side as much as possible, because you're going to accelerate coming out this corner slightly. We got close to losing the rear end, just about held it. Then down to 4th gear and 3rd gear quite early again, because it's downhill this section in the braking, so you want to get the shifting done early, and then accelerate all the way out the corner using the full width of the track into 4th gear, and then we're through a really fast section of the track. You don't need to lift through it. Keep it in 5th gear and flat out through there. Just be careful not to take too much off the pavement, it will give you invalidated lap. Then we're going to go down to 4th gear. We braked too early and took too early a line through this corner. You can see there, I realised I'd done it and then just got on the power as early as I could and tried to compensate for that, but you really want to come into that corner a little bit wider. That's where I had really learned the track fully, you can tell. Then down to 3rd gear for this corner and try and get on the power really early and get it into 4th gear as early as you can. You can see the rear wants to step out and get it into 4th gear to save that rear end. Just about make it keeping on the power and just about stop it from hitting that wall on the left as we go over the bridge. Again, I got a little bit nervous there. The rear end started to get a little bit loose, but we got away with that. Then accelerating through to the jump. Now you want to get over to the left hand side of this jump and just give it a little lift, and there, back on the power. If you stay to the right, you're going to end up hitting the barrier on the right, so get the car over to that left hand side. Then down to 4th gear and try and get it to stay on this right hand side. You can see I hit that curb a bit and it gave me a lot of understeer, and now we're putting all the lock we can but getting understeer, clipping that wall, got a bit of damage on the car, got away with it just about, but probably lost us a few temps there. Then down, staying in 4th gear, try and keep it nice and tight on this apex, and then get on the power once the car is ready to, you know, come out of that corner without getting understeer. I think we got a tiny bit of aero damage going down the straight, but it was nothing major. It only lost. I think we probably could do that last section at least half a second faster if we really hook it up. But over the lap, we probably could do quite a lot faster. I'd say we should be able to get this lap well into I'm guessing 23s at least, because it's just such a fast flowing track. Once you hook it all up, I'm sure you'll be flying. We was top of the leaderboard, but I'm sure that lap will be demolished, and hopefully I can get back on and try and get another lap on the weekend to try and get it a bit faster. So all we really did to set up was lowered the rear downforce. We basically loaded the base stable setup, which was really nice to drive. Slightly altered the ducts, obviously, just to get a bit more speed. The tyre pressures were lowered down as well to get more grip out the tyres. And the front aero, we did try 0.3 on the aero, but I found 1.3 was a little bit better for going through some of them fast corners. I upped the anti-roll bars in the front, which really did help create a more stable car on this track as well, and lowered the camber angles. Didn't really touch anything on the suspension because obviously for me it was more about learning this track. for this time trial. I just wanted to get the track learned, and actually the car felt really nice to drive, and it was so enjoyable. I didn't really want to mess too much with the setup. With regards to these settings, I didn't change anything on there. You probably could have changed more. I'll have to look into that in terms of gearing. I didn't even touch that, but I'm sure we can play around with that over the week, and I'll obviously post an updated setup if I do make changes. We did make a slight change, as you see there, to the power ramp. I think it was on 80 or 85. I can't remember what we did, whether we put it back up to 85 or down to 80 or something. I can't exactly remember what I actually did for that lap. I'm sure I did it on 80. If you load me setup on PC, you'll be able to obviously see which we used for the actual lap. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoy this TT this week. It's one of the more enjoyable ones I've done. Didn't really expect to enjoy it as much as I did, but the track really reminded me of going back on games like Drive Club and stuff. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it, and we'll be back with more of these videos very soon. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and hit that like button. I do appreciate everyone that gives these videos a like.